We have a quorum. First, confirmation of the minutes of the 11th meeting held on the 3rd of January 2014. The minutes have been forwarded to members. Can we confirm the minutes, please? Thank you. Matters arising. The Director of Administration wrote to us to inform us that in response to members' request, the Chief Secretary for Administration would attend a special meeting of the House Committee on the 7th of February, Friday at 2:30 to discuss with members the population policy public engagement exercise. Thank you. Any questions, please? No? Next, Dr. Loh Wai Kwok. Mr. Chairman, about our meeting with the Chief Secretary for Administration, if I may report the views of the Public Works Subcommittee. On the 7th of January 2013, at the meeting of the Public Works Subcommittee, members expressed grave concern about the substantial overrun of project costs for a number of major works projects. The members would like the administration to learn from such cases, and then they should review interdepartmental coordination so that there could be better monitoring and control of project costs. So, Mr. Chairman, please pass on the views of the members of the Public Works Committee. Yes, I'll do that. And as the representative of the engineering sector in this council, now either we have too much to do, we can't manage, or we have no work, and so it's not desirable. But then, of course, the bunching up of the works projects could be due to a number of factors such as legal disputes, judicial review, and so on. But then the engineering sector expresses grave concern about the shortage of manpower and so on. Now, how do we address the manpower shortage issue? That's a matter of great concern to the sector and also some labor union members here. Well, perhaps you could raise this with the Chief Secretary at a special meeting on the population policy. And next week we'll pass on your views to the Chief Secretary for Administration. Anything else? No? Business arising from previous council meetings. Legal Service Division report on bill referred to the House Committee in accordance with Rule 54(4). Legal Advisor, please. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The report is paper number LS 22/13-14. The bill is the Inland Revenue Amendment Number 3 Bill 2013. There are two purposes to the bill. First, the bill seeks to amend the. First of all, the Financial Secretary proposed in his budget 2013-14 to give captive insurers tax relief for the business of insurance of offshore risks, with the effect from the 1st of April 2013. And also the bill seeks to increase the maximum amount deductible under the Inland Revenue Ordinance subsequent to the increase of the maximum relevant income level under the Mandatory Provident Fund Schemes Ordinance from $25,000 to $30,000 per month with effect from the 1st of June 2014. The panel on financial affairs was consulted. The members generally supported the proposals. Members, do you wish to set up a Bills Committee? Yes, Mr. James Stokes proposes a Bills Committee, and then we have Mr. Shin Chung Kai, Dr. and Mr. Kenneth Leung. Okay, fine. Further business for the Council meeting of the 15th of January 2014. Report number 9/13-14 of the House Committee on consideration of subsidiary legislation and other instruments. Regarding the Antiquities and Monuments Declaration of Historical Buildings Notice 2013, as Ms. Chen Yun-han, Chairman of the Subcommittee on the Notice, and Ms. Sit Ho have indicated their intention to speak on the notice, I, as the Chairman of the House Committee, will move the motion to take note of the report. If I may just remind members, this will be after the policy address. That means members must stay on after the policy address to take note of the report, okay? Any questions, please? No? If I may remind members, on the 16th of January, from 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m., there will be the Chief Executive's question and answer session. Next, business for the Council meeting of the 22nd January 2014. Questions, 6 oral questions and 16 written questions all have been scheduled. Bill's first reading and moving a second reading. Loans Amendment Bill 2014. The administration has already given notice to present the bill. We will consider the bill at our meeting on the 24th of January. Government motion, no notice has been received yet. Members' motions. Motion to be moved by Mr. Wong Kwok Heng on regulating mobile radio base stations to protect public health. And Mr. Ellen Leung's motion on safeguarding editorial independence and autonomy. If I may remind members, the deadline for giving notice of amendments to the above two motions is the 15th of January, next Wednesday. A list containing 3 items of subsidiary legislation, the period for amendment of which will expire on the 22nd of January, has been tabled at the meeting. If members wish to speak, please indicate your intention by 5 p.m. next Tuesday, the 14th of January. Report of Bills Committees and Subcommittees. Report of the Bills Committee on the Air Pollution Control Amendment No. 2, Bill 2013. Mr. Kenneth Leung.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
It was to amend the Air Pollution Control Ordinance, CAP 311, so that unless exempted, the use, supply, import, and transshipment of asbestos and asbestos-containing material are prohibited. It also proposes to amend the Factories and Industrial Undertakings Asbestos Regulation CAP 59AD to prohibit any work with creosote to be conducted in an industrial undertaking and to increase the penalties for certain offences which relate to the use of or working with asbestos. The Bills Committee has held 5 meetings with the administration and received views from the public and representatives of various organizations at one of the meetings. The Bills Committee supports the bill but has expressed concerns on a number of issues. The major ones include the likely impact of the proposed ban on industrial players, the need of and justifications for granting exemptions, the measures to enhance the awareness of the public on the hazards of asbestos, and the need to make consequential amendments to other legislation relevant to the use of or working with asbestos. No committee-stage amendments to the bill have been proposed by the administration or the Bills Committee, and the second reading debate on the bill will be resumed at the Council meeting of 22nd January 2014, and members are invited to note the deliberations of the Bills Committee as set out in the written paper. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Thank you. If I may remind members, the deadline for giving notice of CSAs is Monday, 13th of January. Next, report of the Subcommittee on Waste Disposal, Designated Waste Disposal Facility Amendment Regulation 2013 and Waste Disposal Refuse Transfer Station Amendment Regulation 2013. Mr. Wu Chi-wai. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The subcommittee has completed the scrutiny of the regulations. We held a total of 4 meetings, including 1 public hearing. We considered the impact of the 2 amendment regulations on the actual operation of the waste collection sector, the detailed requirements on specified devices for refuse collection vehicles, and also nuisances caused by the transportation of refuse in refuse collection vehicles, such as leachate, and enforcement action taken by the administration. Now, to improve the odor problem arising from municipal solid waste in the Southeast New Territories landfill, and to avoid nuisances caused by the operation of RCVs, the subcommittee in general supports the 2 amendment regulations, and but we have expressed concern about the arrangement for private refuse collectors. At the moment, there is no charging for the South Ascent and landfill, and then by diversion of waste to other landfills, charges will be levied for the use of refuse transfer stations and so on. It will add to the cost of private refuse collectors. So we urge the administration to make transition arrangement. The administration says that it will allow adequate time for the sector to adapt to the new arrangement. And also, the subcommittee expressed concern that in accordance with Section 3B2 of the Designated Waste Disposal Facility Amendment Regulation, anyone who drives a RCV into the landfill or RTS, the RCV must be in compliance with the recruitment standards, otherwise it's an offense. But if the owner of RCV has not fitted the specified devices on RCV, and then it's the driver of the RCV that's hired by the owner that will have committed offense if he drives the vehicle into the landfill or RTS. In the light of the views of the subcommittee, the administration agrees to make an amendment to state that it will be the owner and not or the employer of the driver that will be held liable, not the driver. Thank you.
Next, report of the Subcommittee on District Council's Ordinance Amendment of Schedules 1 and 3, Order 2013. Mr. Kwok Kim. Mr. Chairman, the order seeks to adjust the boundaries of the Eastern and Wan Chai districts so that the area of the two existing Eastern District Council constituency areas, namely Tin Hau and Victoria Park, will be transferred to Wan Chai District Council starting from the 5th term of the District Councils. The number of elected members of the Eastern District Council will be reduced from 37 to 35, while that of the Wan Chai will be increased from 11 to 13. The subcommittee held 3 meetings. We have also taken into account the views of the public and the deputations. The administration has told us that the relevant proposals have the support of the Eastern District Council, the Wan Chai District Council, the local residents, as well as the members in the community. In the course of our scrutiny, we have this to say. Currently, there are 3 public sector schools which will become located in the Wan Chai District Council instead of the Eastern District Council when the order takes effect from the 1st of January 2016. The subcommittee members listened to the views of the representatives of the relevant secondary schools. They are worried that after moving to Wan Chai District, there would be problems concerning student admission. Members urged the administration to take proper measures to address the concerns of the schools. Later on, the administration has come to the following decision. That is, the secondary schools concerned during the central allocation stage may still offer some places to the primary school students who are studying at the Eastern District schools until the academic year 2020 to 21. To avoid disruption to the students already studying in the concerned primary schools, the administration allows the relevant students who will participate in the secondary school place allocation to choose from secondary schools in either the Eastern District or the Wan Chai District. In addition, the administration has also confirmed that the implementation of the order will not affect the public services offered to the relevant constituency areas. We are also concerned about one point, that is, 2 areas will go from Eastern District to Wan Chai District. And for the relevant statistics, members have voiced their concern, and the administration has also promised that as far as information is concerned, there will be adjustments accordingly. Members do not object to the moving of the motion at the meeting of the Legislative Council to be held on the 22nd of January. We are not going to move any amendments, and we are going to submit a written report later on. Thank you. I would like to remind you that for the 3 pieces of subsidiary legislation, please be reminded that the deadline for giving notice is the 15th of January. So far, we have got 7 bills committees, 7 subcommittees under the HC, and 7 subcommittees on policy issues under panels in action, 4 subcommittees on policy issues. Meeting adjourned.